Breaking. Dub Nation, things just got real. After an offseason full of silence, rumors are finally heating up again around the Golden State Warriors. And this one is straight up wild. Insiders are talking up the idea of trading Jonathan Kuminga for DeMar DeRozan. Yup, that DeRozan, the mid-range king, one of the most consistent scorers of the past 15 years. And right now, this might be the most legit chatter we've had all summer. Now look, I know what you're thinking. DeRozan? In 2025? Really? But here's the thing. As much as he's not the MVP caliber dude he once was, the guy can still get buckets. And in a system like Golden State's, where we need efficient, controlled scoring and insurance if anything happens to Jimmy Butler, this might actually make some sense, especially considering Butler's physical load. As one insider put it, what happens if Jimmy pulls a calf or something, misses 2 or 3 months? You'd want someone like DeRozan ready. That's real talk. But let's back up for a second, because this is all connected to the same soap opera that's held the franchise hostage all offseason. Jonathan Kuminga. The dude's a restricted free agent, and the front office still hasn't locked him down or moved him. And at this point, it's pretty obvious. Kuminga does not want to be here. He's made it known behind the scenes for months now. He sees himself as a star, as a future #1 option somewhere. That's just not happening in Golden State, where it's still all about Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond, and where you gotta earn your touches. So here we are. The Warriors are the only team in the entire league that hasn't signed, traded, extended, or moved a single piece this summer. And it's all because of this Kuminga standstill. The Kings have been circling, and while a deal isn't close yet, insiders are saying we could see movement mid-season if things don't shift soon. The idea? Flip Kuminga for someone like DeRozan if the timing and health lines up. But that's where things get messy. Because as much as this trade might help Golden State in the short term, it's a disaster for Kuminga. Sacramento is not the spot. He'd be walking into a team where Zach LaVine, Malik Monk, and Domantas Sabonis already eat first. He'd be just another athletic wing with potential, buried again behind established scores and still fighting for touches. So if Kuminga thinks this is his ticket to stardom, think again. This might just be a lateral move. Different jersey, same bench energy. And let's be real. From the Warriors' perspective, this is kind of a desperation pivot. They missed out on all the other free agents, they let Looney walk, Klay is gone, and now they're thinking about DeRozan, a 35-year-old with no guaranteed money past this season, as a fallback? I get it, man. I really do. But it screams we're out of options. And yet, even with all that said, it's still more action than we've seen in weeks. And for Dub Nation, starved for any sign of movement, this might actually feel like progress. A flawed option is still an option. And right now, Warriors fans are just desperate for direction. Because if we're being honest, this franchise has felt like it's been stuck in molasses since the season ended. No signings, no real public updates, and Steph Curry now dropping subtle shots about the lack of help around him. And it's true, time's running out. He's 37, he's still playing elite ball, but he won't wait forever. We're already burning through his final years. Every season like this one, with front office indecision and stalled negotiations, is another shot at a ring wasted. That's why this DeRozan rumor hits different. Not because it's perfect, it's not, but because it finally feels like a response. Like the front office is finally waking up to the fact that you can't win championships standing still. And if Butler goes down, if Kuminga won't re-sign, then yeah, maybe a guy like DeRozan is exactly what we need. A veteran who still brings buckets, doesn't need the ball every play, and can slide in when it matters most. This ain't the trade that brings a parade back to the Bay, but it might be the one that keeps the window open just a little longer. And right now, we'll take that.
Let's talk basketball for a second. Real, on-the-court basketball. Because the idea of DeMar DeRozan in a Golden State uniform, it's one of those trades that doesn't make headlines, but could quietly make a huge difference. And I know a lot of Dub Nation is split on this. Some say he's too old, some say he doesn't fit the Warriors system, but let's stop and really look at it. DeRozan may not be the flashiest piece, but the man can still hoop. We're talking about one of the most polished mid-range assassins in the last 2 decades. He's still good for 20 points a night, still hits clutch shots, still gets to the line, still draws double teams. You cannot leave this dude open from 15 feet. And you know what that means? floor spacing for Steph and Jimmy. It means less wear and tear on Curry having to create every bucket. It means someone else who can slow the game down and get a clean look when the offense stalls, something we missed a lot last season. Now, is he a three-point shooter? Nah, never was. But that's not what we need from him. We've got Steph for that. We've got spacing from other wings. What we don't have right now is a second-tier scorer who can operate in the half court when everything breaks down. You can't expect Curry to always save the day, and you sure as hell can't rely on rookies or inconsistent bench guys in a playoff series. DeRozan gives you that stability. And defensively, let's keep it real. He's not Jimmy Butler. He's not clamping anybody on the perimeter. But you don't bring DeRozan in to be your lockdown defender. You bring him in to buy time when Jimmy's out, or to light it up off the bench in spurts, depending on matchups. Imagine a lineup where Steph, DeRozan, and Butler are all on the floor at once. That's IQ, experience, and shot creation stacked together. That's a playoff-ready trio. And the contract? That's the beauty of it. DeRozan doesn't come with a 3 or 4 year baggage. His deal isn't fully guaranteed for 2026-27, which means it's low risk, high reward. If it works, great, you extend him cheap. If it doesn't, you move on, no long-term cap pain. Compare that to chasing a younger star who'd cost picks, players, and money, and suddenly, DeRozan looks like a smart bet. Now, emotionally, I get the pushback. This move doesn't scream contender. It doesn't feel like the bold, dynasty-style decisions we made when we brought in KD, or even when we traded for Jimmy. It's not sexy, it's not viral, but here's the truth. Those kinds of trades aren't on the table anymore. This team isn't in that phase. We're not adding superstars, we're adding survivors, veterans, playoff-tested guys who can hold the fort when injuries hit or when young guys falter. And in that sense, DeRozan makes perfect sense. He's a vet who's hungry, a guy who hasn't won it all and would fight like hell to do it with Steph. He wouldn't demand the spotlight, he wouldn't mess up the locker room, he wouldn't need the ball every possession. He'd just do what he's always done. Score, quietly, efficiently, when it matters most. But here's the deeper part that hits hard as a fan. This move means the Warriors are finally admitting they need help, that the run-it-back approach is over, that the Kuminga waiting game is done. This would be a front office finally acting like it hears Curry's message loud and clear. We need more. And even if it's not a blockbuster, it's something. It's forward motion. It's urgency. And that's exactly what Dub Nation's been begging for all summer. So yeah, it's okay to be cautious. It's okay to wonder if DeRozan's the right guy, but don't underestimate the value of a player who's still averaging 21+ points, knows how to play under pressure, and can give you a legit playoff rotation piece today. That's not nothing. That's exactly the kind of depth this team's been missing. Bottom line, if this trade's on the table, if all it takes is moving Kuminga, who already wants out, I say you do it. You shake things up, you stop wasting time, and most importantly, you stop wasting Steph's final window.
Let me say this loud and clear. If the Warriors really have a chance to land DeMar DeRozan for Jonathan Kuminga,